Alright, welcome to Wednesday night meditation. We'll begin with our 30-minute meditation. So get settled, and by the end of the third bell, it'll begin, and then we'll have a bell at the end to signify the end of meditation. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right. We'll take a few minutes, stretch your leg, get some water, and then we'll dive into the Sutra study. Hello. Oh, there we go. All right. Yep. All right. So there was some feedback that 7 o'clock might run a little bit too long for the Sutra study portion. So we're gonna go for half an hour with the reading portion, which would put us around 6:40. And we'll see how that works out. If that seems like it's a better setup. So, all right, we'll continue where we left off last week. Ananda, consciousness has no origin and is an illusion arising from the 6 organs and sense data. Look at this holy assembly and turn round to see those present. Your eyes are like a mirror which cannot discern, while your consciousness notices, in turn, the presence of Manjushri, Purnamaitrayani Putra, Madgalyayana, Subhuti, Chariputra. Does this consciousness come from perception, form, or the void? Or does it emerge suddenly without any cause?
Ananda, if your consciousness comes from your seeing, then in the absence of light, darkness, form, and the void, there will be no seeing. And when there is no perception, how can it create consciousness?
If your consciousness comes from form, that is not from perception, then when light and darkness are not seen, there are neither form nor the void. How can non-existing form create consciousness?
If your consciousness comes from the void, that is neither from form nor perception, the absence of perception means also that of discernment, which implies the non-perception of light, darkness, form, and the void. And the absence of form is the end of all external causes. How, then, can your seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing occur? Thus, without form and perception, consciousness, which comes from the void, simply does not exist. If it exists in the absence of objects, what can it discern?
If your consciousness suddenly emerges without any cause, why cannot it discern the moon in the daytime?
Now look closely and minutely into all this. Your seeing depends on the pupils of your eyes, meaning meeting an external object, which is when there is form and is not when there is no form. These are the 4 causes from which consciousness arises. But which one of them creates consciousness? Since consciousness is always moving, whereas perception is still, they cannot mix and fuse together. Your hearing, feeling, and knowing are in the same category, but your consciousness should still have a source.
If this consciousness comes from nothing, you should know that perception, by means of seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing, pervades everywhere and comes not from any source. Moreover, with space, earth, water, fire, and wind, they are called the 7 elements, the natures of which are real and intermingle, being but the untreated and unending Tathagata store.
Ananda, because your mind is unsettled, you do not realize that the seeing and hearing that arouse consciousness come fundamentally from the Tathagata's door. You should look into the consciousness inside the 6 entrances and see if they are the same or different, exist or not, are neither the same nor different, and neither exist nor not. For you do not realize that in the Tathagata's door, self-natured consciousness is the enlightened basic Bodhi, which embraces and pervades the whole Dharma realm, is not in a given place or direction, and manifests according to the laws of karma. Ignorant worldlings think wrongly that it is causal, conditional, and due to the self as such, according to the way their consciousnesses differentiate and discriminate, while they do not know that the language they use has no real meaning.
After listening to the Buddha's profound instruction, Ananda and the assembly realized that their bodies and minds were now free from all obstructions. Each understood that his self-mind pervaded the 10 directions of space, which he saw clearly like a leaf held in his own hand, and that all things were the wondrous and bright fundamental mind of Bodhi. While his essence of mind embraced all and contained the 10 directions, he looked back at his own body given him by his parents, which was like a speck of dust dancing in the great void, sometimes visible and sometimes not, and like a bubble rising and falling aimlessly in a boundless clear ocean. After seeing all this clearly, they all realized their fundamental, profound, permanent, and indestructible minds, and brought their palms together to pay reverence to the Buddha for what they had never seen before. Thereupon, Ananda praised the Buddha in the following gatha.
O thou, serene, all-powerful, and unchanging Lord, rare is your all-embracing supreme Sarangama, which helps me to root out wrong thoughts that have been held for untold eons, and teaches me how to realize Dharmakaya in an instant.
Seiko, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Could you copy that last paragraph and send it to me so I can maybe make a social media post with it?
The beginning of Ananda's gatha.
No, the part that Rob read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Yeah. All right.
May I now win the fruit and achieve enlightenment. To save living beings countless as the Ganges sands, to myriad Buddha lands, I now offer this mind profound to repay my debt of gratitude for the grace of the Lord. Humbly I now implore the world-honored one to seal my oath to re-enter the 5 turbid realms, wherein, if even one being fails to become a Buddha, I shall renounce all my claim to nirvana. O great hero, the mighty, the compassionate, may you also destroy my last secret delusion, so that I soon attain to Bodhi Supreme, sitting in Bodhi mandalas everywhere. The void to an end may come, but my firm mind will not come.
Purnamaitrayani Putra, who was in the assembly, rose from his seat, uncovered his right shoulder, knelt upon his right knee, reverently joined the palms of his hands, and said to the Buddha, O august and world-honored one, you have revealed the Tathagata's profound meaning so well to all living beings. The Buddha has always declared that I surpass all men in preaching the Dharma. But as I now listen to his melodious and deep Dharma voice, I am like a deaf man, striving to hear flies and mosquitoes 100 feet away. He cannot see, still less can he hear them. In spite of what the Buddha taught to cut off our delusion, I fail to understand its ultimate meaning, which is altogether beyond me. World-honored one, those like Ananda who have merely opened their minds but have not cast away their worldly habits do not understand it. But though I have reached the state beyond the stream of transmigration, we are still not quite clear about the Dharma taught by the Tathagata.
World-honored one, if all things, the sense organs and data, aggregates, entrances, and fields of sense are fundamentally pure and clean, Tathagata store, why does the latter suddenly create mountains, rivers, the great world, and all other forms that rise and fall, in turn, without interruption?
The Tathagata has also spoken of earth, water, fire, and wind, whose natures mix and pervade the whole Dharma realm, in which they remain all the time. World-honored one, if the element of earth was all-embracing, how could it contain the element of waters, if the latter was all-pervading? There would be no fire. Then how can one be clear that these two elements pervade all space without destroying each other? World-honored one, the nature of earth is obstructive, while that of space is reverse. How can both of them pervade the whole Dharma realm? I really do not understand. May the Tathagata be compassionate enough to enlighten me so as to dispel the clouds of my delusion.
After saying this, he prostrated and eagerly awaited the holy teaching. The Buddha said to Purnamaitrayaniputra and all arhats in the assembly who had reached the state beyond samsaric transmigration and beyond further study, the Tathagata now expounds the highest transcendental truth, so that those hearers with settled minds and arhats who have not yet realized that neither ego nor dharma exist, and who seek reality, will know the correct practice of the passionlessness of the Supreme Vehicle. Listen attentively to what I say.
Purnamaitrayaniputra and the assembly kept silent, awaiting with reverence the Buddha's Dharma voice. The Buddha asked, Purnamaitrayaniputra, you now ask why that which is fundamentally pure and clean suddenly created mountains, rivers, and the great earth. But have you not heard the Buddha declare that natured Bodhi is absolute and enlightened, and that basic Bodhi is enlightened and absolute? Purnamaitrayaniputra replied, yes, world-honored one, I have heard this.
The Buddha asked, when you speak of Bodhi and enlightenment, do you mean that because of its enlightened nature, you call it Bodhi? Or because of its unenlightened nature, you call it enlightened Bodhi?
Purnamaitrayaniputra said, if that which is unenlightened is called Bodhi, it is not aware of anything.
The Buddha said, you say that that which is not aware of anything is not enlightened Bodhi, but that which creates an illusory object is unenlightened, and that which abstains from so doing is free from awareness. The unenlightened is not the clean nature of Bodhi, for natured Bodhi is essentially enlightened, but is mistaken for enlightened awareness. Bodhi is not awareness of things, for such awareness sets up objects, and the setting up of illusory objects implies an illusory subject. Okay.
Oh, Tanko, do you have your hand up?
Oh no, that's left over. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. No. Thus, from that which is beyond both identity and diversity arose all differences. When the differentiating subject confronted its differentiated objects, the resultant diversity led to identification. Identity and diversity further lead to that which is neither the same nor different. These conflicting disturbances result in troubled perception, which in time gave rise to objective form. Self-created confusion caused by clinging to names caused karmic activity and so suffering. Thus that which manifested became the world, and that which was still was space. Hence space stands for identity, and the world for diversity, and that which is neither the same nor different as a living being.
Sustained
you-
concentration. Hello.
Could you repeat? Oh, sorry. I didn't have time to put my hand up. Could you repeat that part you read, that last part, Jasmine, about the living being?
Yeah. All right. Hence, space stands for identity, and the world for diversity, and that which is neither the same nor different is a living being.
Can you send that to me?
Sure.
Because that really helps with the Gatha or the that's I free endless beings, yet and not a single being is liberated. That really what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that which is neither the same nor different is a living being. Huh. Well, okay. Can we take a minute with this?
Sure. So, all right. Yeah, let's work on it.
So I will elaborate a little bit. So when we do the
Rovers.
is that Ouroboros? Thank you. When we say we'll liberate countless beings and not a single being is liberated, then that is directly from the Diamond Sutra. So that is the premise that if it is that you think that there is such a thing as a living being, then there are living beings. But in the practice of Supreme Bodhi, because it's about having quiet mind or no thought, then the living beings cease to exist. Now, how does this sentence fit? I'm sorry, because this is very exciting for me. How does this sentence fit into that paradigm?
Okay. I think that we should take some context clues from previous sentences.
Okay. I
So,
guess I wasn't paying too close attention until you said living beings. Sorry. Anyway, I mean,
okay.
I was paying attention, but
I get it.
all
Yeah.
right,
No.
all right, thanks.
I'm gonna reread till that point. So thus from that which is beyond both identity and diversity arose all differences.
Okay,
When,
so, well, let's take it a sentence at a time.
yeah,
So from that which was beyond both identity and diversity. Okay, he needs to find identity and diversity because it sounds like politics. Um,
so
what the heck? Okay, okay. So what? Go
I
ahead.
think that's what the rest of the paragraph is.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so read it and we'll come back and go sentence by sentence then.
Yeah. Or was it further up here? Hold on.
Oh yeah, illusory object is there, but
No,
it
yeah,
talks about enlightenment.
going fast. Yeah, no, I think we just read on and it'll,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
When the differentiating subject confronted its differentiated object, the resultant diversity led to identification.
It sounds like politics. It sounds just like politics. Oh my gosh.
So the differentiating subject is us, and its differentiated
Right.
objects are anything that, form that arises.
That
Or,
we observe.
no, I'm
That
sorry.
that we,
Objects are sensory contact, and the result
yeah.
form.
Yeah. Well, so differentiation or it would be the combination of form and feeling, which would be perception. Form and feeling, which would be perception. So because it's the context, so it's discrimination or it's differentiation. So it's
Okay.
more than form. It's more than form. It's form and contact. Yeah. It's a naming and a contact.
Well, I'm singling out form because to me the resultant diversity led to identification. Identification to me is when the form arises.
No, because form is just naming. It's not identification. Identification is contact.
Well, identification might be knowing.
Well, that would be consciousness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I think you're right. I think differentiated objects is perception. But what would the resultant?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. The resultant diversity led to identification. Um, yeah, identification is form. Or not. No, you're right. That would be consciousness. That would lead to consciousness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we know consciousness feeds back into form.
Yeah. It's thinking that you know and understand.
Right. So identity and diversity further led to that which was neither the same nor different. Okay, so
Oh, that
sorry, go ahead.
that's touching upon Supreme Bodhi, isn't it?
Identity and diversity further led to that which is the same, that which was neither the same nor different.
Yeah, because you have to have identity first. You have to have form and you have to have perception in order to perceive the thought arising. And then you say, that it was neither the same nor different. That suggests a middle path.
Well, I don't think that
No.
that's. I think that maybe points in the direction. But then he goes on to say these conflicting disturbances resulted in troubled perception, which gave rise to objective form.
Well, it definitely is in the key sentence. In the key is in the sentence, which was neither the same nor different. So how can something be neither the same nor different?
Hold on. Okay, so identity,
And diversity.
I
Yeah.
know. Hold on. Identity is the resulting diversity led to identification. Differentiating is the diversity part. And the differentiation led to the identification.
I see what it is. I know what it is.
Mhm.
It's a difference of opinion. Because when I see something based on my identification of it, it would be different than your identification of it. And thus creates that diversity.
Oh, okay. I see, because the resultant diversity is the subject's perception of the object, which is objective.
Yeah.
No, which is subjective. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then as you continue further down, yeah.
Which led to
Yeah. Which neither's the same nor different. That would be
the
the
further led.
difference. Yeah, that's the difference of opinion.
So it'd be like me pointing to the table and saying, I like this table. And
Or saying the table's red and somebody else saying the table's orange.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And there's the conflicting disturbances.
And they are neither the same nor different because they're both subjective.
Objective. Subjective. Yeah, subjective. Yeah.
So this side goes back to our Sarangamagata as well, because we talk about the subject and the object.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, the Shrangamagata is amazing. Every time you guys chant it, it's so to the point. It's just we're so fortunate to be carrying this forward because it's so amazing. But anyway, continuing onward.
So self-created confusion caused by clinging to names. So caused by karmic activity, and so suffering.
So the thinking that you know and understand. Because if you are clinging to names and you look at the table and you call it orange, but Robert calls it red, or what the other name you called it, tan. What did you call it? Oh, red or orange, right? Yeah, that would be the clinging to the names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, self-created confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thus, yeah.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna read.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you read.
Okay.
You've got a clearer connection to your microphone.
Okay, yeah. Thus, that which manifested became the world, and that which was still was space. Hence, space stands for identity, and the world for diversity. And that which is neither the same nor different is a living being. So, manifested is the world, still is space. So he goes, and then he goes.
It's having a discerning nature. It's having discrimination. It's having the living being is discernible.
So
it's conditional.
Stillness for identity, manifestation for diversity. Neither the same nor different. Hold on. Identity and diversity further led to that which was neither the same nor different. And that which is neither the same nor different is a living being. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a condition. Yeah, it's like it says, if you believe that it is a living being, it is a living being because it's about discrimination. And I don't mean discrimination meaning judgment. Well, it is judgment, but not discrimination in terms of prejudice. Well, yes, it is prejudice, but in terms of what is the natural nature of existence is prejudice, not in terms of biases. Okay, not in terms of biases. That's the word I'm looking for. For the purpose of using biases in judgment, um, to, you know, to further one's own aim. Um, yeah.
Cool.
So it's something you can discriminate, something that you can say. I mean, and that's true too, because if you look at the table, it's not it's not a living being.
Hmm.
It's not there are no conditions that you could look at and say, oh, it's a living being.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it kind of just matches up. So in the study of all of that is the Buddha's teachings, everything should line up. And I have yet to come into conflict unless it's been altered, for the purpose of making it easier to understand. Do I find that there is conflict? And so usually what I'm seeing, it's like an arrow, you always talk about the arrow, moving through multiple targets at the same time and hitting each target in sequence. And this is the same thing. I can take from, that Diamond Sutra,
Hmm.
and I can say, this is where that appears, and then it appears again in the Shangma Sutra, and I can see that they are unified. They are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
And so to me, that that's the benefit of not altering not altering the texts, because
Yeah.
as soon as you start to alter the texts, you mal-align the targets. And
Hmm.
there's no what's the word, where everything lines up. There's no continuity anymore.
Constant. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's none. It's yeah, so
So
it's pretty
this,
fragile. Go ahead.
these moments speak to, is fidelity the right word? Fidelity of
Yeah,
our
yeah,
resource.
of translation.
Yeah.
I mean, when Charles Look was translating it, he didn't interject what he felt was his opinion when he was struggling. He just translated it.
Yeah, and it's nice that he puts words in parentheses. Like if a sentence didn't make sense, he put the word in parentheses instead of changing the sentence.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you for pointing that out. Exactly. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Just to read it one way or the other. But
yeah. So
cool.
that integrity and continuity, yeah, are we're right at the end of that. Yeah. So
Well,
yeah.
um, with that, it is 6:44, and I know that we were aiming to kind of keep it more succinct. So this might be a good stopping point.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know why I wasn't participating in the citrus. Oh, I know why. Because it was the boring parts. That's why. I'm
Wow.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I participate in the parts that stand out as instrumentally integral to understanding a greater depth.
Right. And I think it's interesting because every time we read this, we always get caught on different places, right? So, like I remember there was a time that the first 100 pages, which we've just gone through, were those instrumental pages for understanding form and the five aggregates and the senses and what's the Tathagata store. So it's all very instrumental. It's just at different levels of understanding.
Yeah, once words have been satisfied, they don't stand out as much anymore. So new words take their place.
Yep. And that's part of the reason why I don't stop and try to explain, because like I'm not gonna make that assumption that people have questions about it if they don't speak up.
Yeah, well, it's hard to have questions about this without a grander view, but that's why you and I can do this for other people to see that this is quite complicated. And you and I have the greater perspective of all the sutras, and we can tie it together more adequately. But it is quite amazing to see that the Buddha, the continuity, uh, at least at least up until the internet age, anyway.
Yeah, I find most sutras that I've read have a thread of continuity with the Surangama Sutra.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. For sure.
Uh,
Yeah,
the
yeah, go
law
ahead.
of
What?
continuity.
It's what?
We don't read the headings, but the next heading is the law of continuity.
That's
Oh, and you know who wrote that? That was Charles Look,
Yeah.
because that is not the Buddha did not itemize these into concise headings. So that was his. Yeah, I mean he's concluded the same things, which is wonderful. Um, uh, so yeah.
Cool. All right. All right. Well, that ends our Wednesday evening practice. So thank you for joining us.
bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Um.